What's going on, everybody? This is Arcanite here, back with another movie review for you guys. So, yesterday I saw Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, and today I am here to tell you why you should be rushing to the theaters to see this film, because Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse truly is spectacular. Now, just a couple things I can say about this film. I think this is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. I think this is one of the best comic book movies of all time. I think it's the best animated movie of the 2010s. This movie is just so good and just captures you, and you don't even have to be a huge Spider-Man fan to go into the theater and love this movie, because this is a movie with so much heart, with so much humor, so much action, and some of the most stunning, jaw-dropping animation I have seen in my entire life. This movie just held me from start to finish, and I absolutely loved the entire thing. I was just so into this movie and into the world of Miles Morales, because this is a Spider-Man that I don't have as much experience with. Peter Parker has always been my Spider-Man, but I love Miles Morales after this film. I thought this film just portrayed him in such a good way, and this film also really showcased diversity, and I feel like we really need some of that in film, and there were so many references and just awesome things related to the Spider-Man comics. This has to be the most comic booky movie I've ever seen. It literally is taken from the pages of a comic book and put onto a movie. I say that literally. This has to be the most comic booky movie of all time, and this movie is just truly a work of art, and I can't think of anything else to call it. This movie is a true piece of art, guys. Oh my gosh, don't let the fact that this is an animated movie discourage you, because it is one of the greatest animated movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And I feel like they could put this up for Best Picture this year and nobody would complain. I love this movie, and if not Best Picture, I sure as heck hope it wins Best Animation, because this movie, from start to finish, is amazing. Okay, now guys, I am going to get into some spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, you haven't seen it, just click away now. That's totally fine. But if you are new to this channel, I'll be coming out with more of these later, so drop a like and subscribe. Now, let's get into some spoilers. Oh my gosh, guys, this movie just really captured me, and I love the Spider-Verse. I thought they did such a good job with it, bringing in, Peter Parker from another dimension after this Earth's Peter Parker dies, like in the Ultimate Comics, and that worked so well. I love seeing Spider-Gwen in her first real on-screen adaptation. Well, I mean, like, big screen. That was super cool, and I thought they got her character perfect. At first, I wasn't sure about the relationship between her and Miles, but then it kept going, and I absolutely loved it. This film has humor galore, and a lot of it is so comic booky. It's just amazing. I love the humor, and then later, we also get Spider-Man Noir, this kind of, like, interesting Japanese version of Spider-Woman, who is just so interesting. At first, I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like her. She has this, like, robot spider thing, but it all came together, and I was like, this made sense. And I really started to like her, and then she had her own moment at the end, which really touched me. And we also get Spider-Ham, which is just the best. Spider-Ham is just straight up the best. I loved him so much. He was the comic relief. But, I mean, everyone was the comic relief at some point in this movie. Overall, it was just all so well done. Uncle Aaron's death really hit you. It really hit you, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing, And this animation, guys, like the whole 30 minutes just is amazing. The animation flows so well. And this movie has an incredible soundtrack. What's Up Danger is like one of my favorite songs I've heard in a movie. I loved it. And overall, just the entire movie, there were so many good lines and dialogue. The leap of faith line has to be kind of the staple line of this movie. And it works so well. It's one of my favorite lines from an animated movie ever. I loved it. Now, let's be honest, most of those lines are probably from Batman Return of the Joker, or Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. But, like, besides that, oh my gosh, the leap of faith line is great. This whole movie is great. I love Miles. I love all the voice acting. I literally have no big complaints for this movie, guys. All the other stuff is just tiny little nitpicks here and there. But it's so inconsequential that it's just like, do I even talk about it? You know, the Japanese Spider-Man still wasn't my favorite. And there were some moments you could tell was going to happen. Like, you could kind of figure out what was going on. But another thing is, that's what I kind of liked about it for people who aren't as into Spider-Man. You could follow this movie very easily when it was dealing with some pretty, like, big stuff. And that is kind of hard to do sometimes. But yes, it was a little predictable if you're familiar with comic book movies. And there were like one or two jokes I felt that kind of laid over some of the drama going on. But honestly, the jokes were so funny, I didn't really care. And those are literally my only complaints for this movie. Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, go see it. It's a phenomenal film. And I'm going to give it a 9.7 out of 10. One of the greatest comic book movies I've ever seen, and I'm not even kidding. Go see it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace